to tell y'all how good or bad y'all did. I'm hearing it from the DFGs that we did fucking awesome this week or last week, however they rate us. We rated a 4.8 out of 5, so that is fucking great. Obviously,
Damn.
the changes that we're making are all headed in the right direction. So let's keep up the good work. Um, the only other things I'm seeing, we just need to make sure we got full gate coverage. And if we do got gate coverage, we don't care that y'all do watches. Rotate out with each other. If you do 10 of them, go back to your gate and rotate out with your fellow soldier, so he can do 10 watches. And then once all the gates have rotated out, I don't care if y'all do 10 more watches. As long as we get the gate coverage, y'all can do as many watches as y'all want to, as long as we got gate coverage. Also, if we in DEFCON 3 at late at nights, you can do the same thing, because the more soldiers we got roaming around the base, the more coverage we got on base. So if y'all are part of the night crew, y'all can unlimited the watches y'all want to do if y'all want to run around. Um, let's see some other things that I've seen. We are doing the dirt road patrol. I did get a body cam of the route of that, so make sure you are sticking to that. Don't be caught down on the road down there at the motel. Hard hats should not be down there messing with the BCs. If you see BCs down there, put in the flyby chat that you need a GN to come down there and despawn them, or they can call the admin to get them where they can despawn them. But hard hats should not be messing with the BCs at the bottom of the cliff at the motel. That is out of our jurisdiction of the outlaw map. So, I mean, if you are caught down there, technically you are off base without permission. Some other things that I've seen, the training, which, I'm always going to preach this, shouldn't take but 10 to 15 minutes. Even if it is dealing with intruders, flip the script a little bit and include that in your training. Because that is an unexpected, thing. Just add that into the training. Just move on 10 to 15 minutes and get them to a gate. All right. Wesley, you got something you want to add?
Yeah. Links, you can go. We touch on BCs, so I'll let Links let it be known of what happened during the admin meeting, obviously about an hour ago.
He's running body cam, so he really don't want to say nothing, but I know what he wants to say. All right, so we're going to start a new rule. BCs are no longer glitched at gates. We'll put two BCs at it.
It's not a rule. This is like it's always been the gray area, right? We've always been told that there's limitations to where we can kind of lock them in. And this last meeting we just had today, they pretty much said, well, no, you're not doing that no more at all. And trust me, I fought hard, and they were like, no, we're not doing that. Like, if you're caught doing that, then that's that is I think Link said it's abuse 1. I'm not sure. But so I mean, if you at your own discretion, right? Like we're not supposed to do it. We're not allowed to do it. That's what I'm telling you guys. So they despawn every 7.5 minutes. Make sure that somebody gets in there. It's also to make sure that you're right on guard at your post, right? You're doing the right thing. You're looking out. You're being active, getting inside the vehicles, making sure it's not despawning. Right? If we come around that gate and 2 vehicles despawned, there's 3 people there. There's no excuse for that, really. I mean, I'm saying, somebody can get inside of a vehicle. It's not hard. So, so that's, I just want to at least relay that message, extremely forward, that we are not allowed to do that.
So with that being said, there's no more glitching the BCs at the gates. We'll put 2 BCs like we've been doing. It is the soldier's responsibility to get in those to make sure they are still there. If one of the gens or one of the 2 stars or 3 stars or the DFGs come by and there's a BC missing, everybody at that gate will be running 10 laps for not being responsible enough to keep the BCs at gates. So with that being said, if we come up to a gate and there's no BC there, don't get mad when we start making y'all run laps.
But the BC, they always felt by themselves.
What'd you say?
They always drop over by themselves.
Well, see, if we
Oh
don't
yeah,
glitch them
that's
in, if we don't lock them in, they will not glitch like that no more. But that's what's causing them to glitch. Is by glitching them in. That's when they start making all the racket and sinking into the ground and stuff like that.
They
So
AP.
no, yeah, it's what he said, like they're gonna disappear, right? Like they're not gonna stay. So even if it falls by itself, like it'll disappear, and but it should not fall because like A, somebody's gonna be in it, right? Or B, it's not gonna move on its own because it's not glitched in. That's what they're basically. They're not allowing us to do that no more. You have to be responsible for your vehicles. That's the message that was relayed about an hour ago.
So with that being said, when we park them at AP, we don't have to park them as close to the wall as we've been parking them to glitch them in. You'll put the driver's side toward the runway. You ain't got to park it as close to the wall. That way it will not fall off of AP no more. Every 7.5 minutes, just go get your butt in the BCs and then get out of it. That way it will not despawn because they despawn at 8.5 minutes. So if you're checking it every 5 to 7 minutes, it shouldn't despawn.
But we hardly have soldier. I'm a new soldier. We hardly have soldier that stay in the BC around there. I'm the one that stay online the whole time last night watching AP. We never have no hardhead around there with us.
Hard hats should not be at AP. Only soft hats.
So who gonna watch the BC?
The person that is guarding the gate. It is your responsibility to make sure that BC stays there.
But we cannot go inside of it. That's what I'm saying.
No, you can get
yes,
in it
you
and you
can.
can get out of it.
And you can sit inside of it, right? Like you don't, like if you don't want to, keep on running back and forth, you can just sit inside of it. Obviously make sure that you're still paying attention, right? The biggest thing against intruders, but you can just sit inside of it. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not driving it, right? You don't need it running. You don't need the lights on. You don't need anything on. You're just sitting inside of it so it does not despawn. That is okay as well.
All right, sir. I'm saying it's always closed. Like when we're trying to go inside of it, it's closed.
That's what we're saying. It won't be closed no more because once we park it, we're gonna park it with the driver's side facing the runway where you stand. So all you have to do is go get in it, set for just a half a second, and then get back out of it, and it automatically resets the timer. Or like Wesley said, you can just sit in it if you're the only one at the gate.
You need to check sometime around AP because sometimes it's only me and Trap around here alone. Me and Trap alone for the whole night. Even last night it was me and Trap alone.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. 2 people at AP is proper coverage. If we have more soldiers online, right, then obviously the gates will have more people. But otherwise, 2 people at AP is full coverage.
But when we want to log off, what's gonna happen?
And 1 person still at AP is still coverage. There's still somebody there standing guard. Obviously, saying what we train for is to radio in first, right, with your macros, so that way, obviously, you have backup coming in case you die. So, that's the whole point.
Yeah, in the ranks responsibilities for a hard hat is to guard Southgate and Westgate. They should not be at sandbags or AP unless we have an abundance of hard hats. So, I mean, if we got 8 on, there should be 4 at Southgate and 4 at Westgate, and all the other soft hats should be at sandbags and AP. We get more on, and then once we get more on, 4 at each gate. Hard hats is 20. That's when we start putting them at AP and sandbags. But there's never more than 8 on at a time. So there should never be a hard hat at AP or sandbags unless a GM puts him there because of being a lot of hard hats on.
So why don't have someone watching the soft head then?
Westgate and Southgate will no longer have 4 BCs. There will only be 2 BCs at the gate. We will not be putting 4 there no more. Only 2. So that way you only get to watch 2 BCs.
So why don't put an upper rank around the AP with soft so they could do?
I mean, you got 1-star gens going around doing base checks. I mean, they come by and check on y'all every 15 to 20 minutes if they're doing their job properly. There should be no reason a hard hat to be there because that is a non-RP gate. That's why y'all put there because y'all have not learned to do RP yet. The hard hats RP with the citizens, so that's why they're at Southgate and Westgate.
The only person check the AP all the time is Miss Smith.
Well, that's when we need to get on our 1-star gens and make sure they're doing their gate checks properly. Because if they're not coming to check AP, and I'm not just talking about the gate, they need to be checking all around the barracks, around the back wall, and everywhere. They're not doing their gate checks properly to them.
You need to rank up Miss Smith. She check around there often.
All right, Ben, you got your hand up.
On that note, I can't vouch for Candace and Dominic. They do go over there during the day and check AP. They go to Westgate, check AP. I've seen them all over the base, inside and out, checking the perimeters and all that.
Yeah, but she need help. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, as a 3-star, when I come in, I normally don't clock in because I don't want y'all knowing I'm here. I'll get in the BC and I do gate checks myself. That way I can catch y'all slipping if, because if I clock in, y'all automatically gonna know that, hey, he's online, he's gonna come do a gate check. So I just randomly pop in through the day and ride around and check y'all.
Yeah. Rocky, what's up?
Go ahead, Rocky. You had a question?
Just let 4 people stay on AP. That's the only thing I want because sometimes I need to get off.
That's too many. 2 at AP is all you need. If 2 people can't secure AP, you shouldn't be at AP then.
But when you're tired, what's gonna happen?
All you do is log
Calls and
off.
say I'm getting off.
That's all you got to do. Log
You say-
off. When the gen comes by and does his gate checks, he sees there's only one there. He'll go check the other gates and then he'll move them around. That's it. He or she's job. That's not your job. That's all you got to do is clock out.
Yep. Or you could be like some people and they're more polite with it. They'll just know that they're clocking off as well and say, there's only going to be one of us at that gate. If someone would like to come over here and guard it, that's perfectly fine with us as well. But more than likely, we'll do a base check and ask for that coverage.
Because all these 1-star gens you see standing up here beside me, they are supposed to be constantly watching that lobby chat for people clocking out so they can go do a gate check and see where that person clocked out and replace that person if we have replacements. I do know for a fact that Mr. Evil does not watch that lobby chat like he's supposed to, and I have told him that you always got to watch that lobby and frag chat because you never know when we might ask you to do something.
Trap, put your gun down, please.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Iceman. Mr. Eagle, he always check the AP.
Oh, I'm not saying he don't do his job. I'm just saying he don't watch the lobby chat close enough. All right, is there any more questions or concerns?
No, I'm good.
Does any of my one stars have any questions or concerns they want to voice out right now? This is the time to do it.
You guys
Hold on,
need to
let
talk
Rocky.
because
Hold on. Let Rocky relog. His mic's not working.
sometimes you guys need to talk because they're not gonna understand if you're not gonna talk to them.
While he's relogging, I'll say what I want to say. Real quick, for everyone here, no matter what rank you are, more than likely, not even just us gens up here, some soft hats down there and some hard hats, more than likely all of you. This goes towards everybody. Whatever rank you are, no matter what, definitely for sure. I know Wesley, Lynx, and definitely Iceman for sure. All three of those men up here right now, that are standing right behind this desk, their door is always open. So if you have any questions, concerns, let us know, and we'll definitely handle that. Because for sure, I know a couple of y'all don't remember what command is. But just like I used to forget it all the time as well. It goes soft hats, hard hats, gens, and then it goes DFGs as well as DFG. But there's 3 different ranks of a gen. Well, there's more than that, but first one is what I am. I'm a 1 star. There's Rum, or I don't think Mr. Ty right there. He's a 2 star. That will be the next one. And then Mr. Iceman right next to me is that 3 star, right? So that is how that chain of command goes. But like I said, if y'all got any concerns or anything like that, that you definitely know that we can't handle, right? Obviously go to Mr. Wesley or Lynx. Like I said, their door is always welcome and open. That's what I wanted to say real quick.
You know, I'm not gonna cut you, but you see, I have 3 gen that I like so much because they always on the work. You have Brian, Brain, and you have Mr. Evil and Candice. I always see those people. I'm not gonna lie, always.
All right, is my mic working?
Yeah, Rocky, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, I was talking to myself the whole time then. So there's been numerous occasions the past week where I've been sitting at Southgate all by myself, right? Not very much, but a couple times, or Westgate even. So we're still supposed to go into the BCs and keep doing that, even if, like, say we don't want to sit in it and we want to be, ready with our gun. Then I've asked for backup, like when I'm going to log off, where, hey, I need backup at Westgate or whatever. Like I'm logging off and going offline, where I've never even got a response.
Yeah, that is an issue that I kind of also wanted to bring up, but I didn't know if anybody was going to bring it up as a soft hat or a hard hat. I do look at Flobby very, very often. I look at Frag very often. I look at Fall very often as well, no matter what. Yes, I do try to respawn when I can, because more than likely I'm also kind of doing paperwork IRL for my job and all that. But I try to get someone over there if I need to. But more than likely, I'll definitely work on myself about that to get someone over there and respawn like that.
Hold on. I've been on like 10 hours the last 2 days, right? And I have never seen anyone say they need assistance when clocking out from those gates. 10 hours the last 3 days. So I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'll be saying that all the time. You guys are clocking out. Anytime I see somebody clock out, I go do that. So I have not seen anyone been doing that. Talking about, I'm clocking out, can I get it? Don't say that.
No, I've seen people do it, but more than likely you're off sometimes, Rum. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, Rum.
You talking overnight? Yeah, definitely. But I'm here from 7 in the morning, 7. Hold on, I'm here from the latest 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the latest. Sometimes I'm here 6 a.m. and I'm all the way on to the second raid, straight through. I rarely see anybody during that time say, there's nobody at this gate. I need assistance, or I'm the last one at this gate. Straight. You could test me on that any day you want to see if I'm on. I'm not on top in the morning. I'm on top of HQ. From in the morning, anybody needs BCs, they tell me. I jump down, go get it, and go right back on top of HQ in the morning time. I'm watching that chat all day, all morning. I don't see anybody doing that. Probably after that 3 o'clock raid or that 1 o'clock raid when I, got to finish up my work. I'm not vouching for anywhere in between that time, at 3 o'clock to come back to the 6 o'clock. I ain't vouching for anywhere between that time. But during my time I'm on, I don't see anybody doing that.
Yeah, but no big deal. I mean, there's been times where I've seen like no responses in the chat, right? So, like it does happen. We all collectively as a group, right? Everybody, what I'm saying, needs to use the frag and flobby of what it's designed to do, right? Like I was posting multiple times earlier, status of training, and I so we definitely need to make sure that we're using proper radio usage and giving people replies, right? You don't have to be a certain rank to ask or answer a question. If you know the answer, by all means, more than welcome to respond to our fellow soldiers.
Definitely. When I go around and do my gate checks, my checks, when I'm at those gates, I'm asking everyone, are you guys okay? You guys need anything? Any questions? You guys have anything you want to say to me? You guys need anything? When I come to those gates, you guys see me at those gates, I ask everybody that at all those gates when I go around.
Yeah, that's something we need to change. When y'all gens are doing these gate checks, you pull up the west gate and there's 2 or 3 soldiers there, get your ass out of the BC and go talk to these soldiers. I mean, that's the only way they're going to get to know you and understand that, if they got a problem, talk to them. You pull up AP and his 2 soft heads there, get out and shoot the shit with them for 5, 6, 7 minutes. I mean, that's all we're asking. Get out of the BC and conversate with your fellow soldiers. Find out what they're lacking. Find out if they need anything. Hell, if you want to, check their macros. I mean, that's a perfect time for y'all 1-stars to check their macros while you at a gate. That's all you got to do.
Definitely converse with these guys. I've been here. Sometimes I pull away and reverse back. Hey, you guys okay? And by the time I look, I've been sitting here for 10 minutes having a conversation. I end up, probably you guys someone has a question about something and it was on their mind, but they didn't even know if they should ask. And I'm there for like 10-15 minutes explaining something going on Discord, explaining at the same time. I mean, on Discord at the same time while I'm explaining. You know what I'm saying? So please, I definitely second that what Sir Iceman said. Stop, have conversations. Sometimes, some of us may not be feeling down and just a little conversation make us feel better. I know
that's exactly right. I mean, you never know. Just say live. He might be sitting at AP and he's bored as fuck and just needs somebody to talk to. You pull up and then see he's there and you drive off. I mean, you could have stopped and had a conversation with this man and made his day a little bit better, and might make it where he might want to make him stay on another hour or 2 because, hey, somebody stop and talk to me. I'm not so bored now. I'll stay a while longer,
Definitely.
And I don't know about the rest of these gens, but if I pull up and they automatically salute me, I'm going to get my ass out of the BC and I'm going to salute them back. That's just part of it, the respect thing, I ain't going to toot the horn and keep driving. That's disrespectful on my part.
Definitely.
Some of the upper ranks doesn't stay like that, though.
But if you see me come around in a BC and you salute me, I will get my ass out of that BC and salute you back, sir. So just remember that.
I'm happy when I see you guys salute me. The soft hats, hard hats. I salute my gens of my below me, gens on my level, gens above me. I salute them all the time. When I see you guys salute, when we pass by, that makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Some of them doesn't stay like that, though. They doesn't care. They just walk away or drive away.
Well, probably when they're driving, their camera spins. So if you salute them, if you're gonna salute them, you could while they're looking for the macro, before you start looking for the macro, if you're gonna salute them, you could just put on the mic and say, "Sir, I'm about to salute you." You just go in. That's why we tell you to start that macro. So that as soon as you pull it up, it's the first thing. You don't have to go to 1. It's gonna be on page 5. So, you have to go through all those pages. So first thing you put, you're like, sir, I'm going to salute you, so they can hear just in case their camera is turned around.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, when it's a Humvee or a BC pulling up, it's going to be a general because the hard hats don't have permission to drive on base except for the ones that are in dirt road patrol. So, and if you see a BC pulling up, you automatically should know it's a 2-star or higher because the 1-stars are not allowed to drive the BCs anymore, except for setting up gates. Go ahead, Candace.
So I don't know if you guys touched on this, but I lagged out. I do want to address the issue of using Flobby and FragChat because over the past week, I've seen a lot of people use Flobby chat for non-base related activities. And I do want to make sure that even all the new soft hats know that Flobby is only for stuff that's going on base. And if you need to report something, if you need to let somebody know on something, you use Flobby. If it is just like a general question, then we use FragChat. And if you have like a personal question for somebody, just private message them. You can private message anybody in the faction. If you go to where all the people's names are, you can private message anybody you need. Obviously, if it's something related to an issue, you follow chain of command. But besides that, if you have a question for somebody specific, just make sure you private message them because like I heard earlier, people aren't responding to Flobbies and stuff. It is more than likely because everybody is messaging on Flobby, and it does get filled up really quick, especially if you're doing trainings and stuff and you get macros like the shoot, tase macros, all that. So it does get filled up pretty quick. So we do try to watch those Flobbies, but sometimes it does get hidden with everything. So just make sure we're using Flobby and Frag for their proper usage. So we're not seeing stuff in Flobby that is non-related to the base at all. Also, please no arguing over Flobby as well, because I've seen that a lot over the past week, arguing between two people, one from one end of the base, one from the other end of the base. We really don't need that. It's not necessary. If you have an issue, come bring it to a gen or above, and we will try to address that issue.
All right, is there any more question, complaint, concerns?
If you don't know what to use in Flobby,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you don't know what to use in Flobby, anything that's like a macro or intruder on base or to location, that's for the blue chat. Like to say, sir, can I do some watches? That's a great chat. To ask a or somebody where they're at, like go meet them somewhere at a gate or something. That's a great chat. Your personal conversation, like, oh, when you pass by today, you smell funny, that's purple chat, just message SMS them.
All right, Jackson, you had a question?
Yes, sir. So for all the QRF team, we just got confirmation on the route that I sent to Iceman. I never got a chance to send it to Wesley, but Iceman just confirmed it. So it will be in the Discord tonight. I will put it in there. I trained 4 people on it because Iceman told me that it was a good route at first, but I was waiting on his confirmation on it. So if you run into the people that knows it, you can get it from them. But it is a 3-minute video that will be in Discord tonight.
Rocky.
All right.
Look at Rocky.
Are there any more questions?
Rocky has a statement.
Sorry.
That was not
supposed to be
for
a
that.
PM. That was supposed to be a PM.
It will be addressed after this meeting, sir.
Okay, thank you, because that really, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was irritated. Bad.
Yeah, we're not gonna discuss this in the meeting. That is another issue we will discuss after.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Just to add on to that, anything like that, body cam, or you're gonna have. I didn't say this. It was you did that. You did that. Just body cam. Whoever has the body cam wins. That's all. Just per that.
Yeah, but because if you do not have body cam, we don't go off of he says, she says stuff, and we got to have hard evidence to do anything about it.
Evidence against Rocky right now. I can post it in Discord. And he shot me with the taser without saying taser.
Carter, we will discuss this after the meeting, please. This is not for the meeting.
Go ahead, Tony.
So, obviously, I want either I'm not seeing stuff on Discord or something's wrong. I didn't know about this. Anyways, as I walked in, I heard something about the Flobby chat and the Frag chat. I want to ask this to clarify. When Delta's in motion, or is when Delta's active, is for Delta only, correct?
When we on Delta, we try to use the frag chat as most as possible. That way, we're not crowding the Flobby chat for y'all on base. I know myself when I'm on Delta, I try to use the frag as most as possible. That way to check on each team. So yeah, that's what we try to do. I mean, it's not necessarily that we do it every time, because we do get in a hurry sometimes and just type in the Flobby. That's what we used to type it in. But we do try to use the frag as most as possible.
That's what I'm kind of wondering, because I know that the last few times we were out, I've had to put in there that because I've seen people that were on base using it, and it threw some of us off.
Go ahead, Dominic.
All right, just to add on what you said, Iceman. Tony, so Ty doesn't have to repeat himself because he's already said it at the Delta meeting. Every chance he gets to use that frag or Flobby, even though Wesley just said use frag, unless what it is, he tries always to put Delta in front of it so it's towards Delta, right? But yeah, he tries to put Delta in front of everything if it is for Delta only.
All right, I might not have gotten that part exactly, because I know during the Delta meeting, my phone was just acting up left and right.
Yeah, but just to make that clear.
All right,
Thank
if we
you.
have no more questions, concerns, or complaints, let's wrap this up and get back to Garden Gates. All right, y'all, let's get this picture so we can end this meeting since we got everything done. Company salute. All right, I got the picture, y'all.